Hey guys, welcome back to GM Dave. I want to show you my Blair setup. Let's get to it. Alright everyone, let's check out my build. Actually, it's just the two new mods and one build really. So we got the two mods, two new mods, Killer Recipe and Next Level Recipe. These, yeah, I'll tell you what they do. But my mods are pretty much the same. The only things changing, is the Descendant mods and this right here. Expansion for the Next Level Recipe and maximum duration for Killer Recipe. So we'll start with Killer Recipe. So with this, you have that extra bar at the bottom. That's called a, what's it called? Chef's something? Chef's Touch. So you got the extra bar at the bottom. It's called Chef's Touch. Usually it's okay. So it's not supposed to be there, right? So when you can't use your fourth and second ability without the Chef's Touch. So you're gonna have to burn them down with the first or the third. Just for it to accumulate. See? Okay. So with that, the second ability replenishes your MP. Okay. So let's take a look at it. So that shoots out like Dragon Ball Z. That's why I named it Dragon Ball Z. That's pretty cool. Spicy meatball. Okay, the second one, again, you need that bar on the bottom, Chef's Touch, to replenish your MP. Before, without it, you're gonna just lay the lava on the ground. What is it called? There you go. You can use Blaze Up on the ground, and then your second ability just replenishes MP like that. But not with this one. This one you're not laying any lava on the ground, you're just straight up shooting. So second ability, once you have accumulated some Chef's Touch, you can regenerate MP, and it doesn't get rid of your Chef's Touch. That's pretty cool. Third ability, Torch, Burnt Taste. Fourth ability, this one's pretty cool. This is new, Deadly Feast. That uses up all of your Chef's Touch. And Feast of Flavors. When attacking enemies inflicted with burn, with a skill applies additional stats to deal damage. When attacking or defeating enemies inflicted with burn with a skill acquires Chef's Touch. Chef's Touch is removed after being out of combat for a certain amount of time. Okay, no problem. So with this, it's your first and third ability is heavily dependent on duration. Okay, let's look at the first ability and see the damage overall, because right now I have the extra duration, extension and duration. Okay, you get the average of 16. Okay, and the third ability, I've had it to where I've gotten 30 million, but let's say 25, okay? So 16 and 25. Now, without it, let's see. $15. This one kind of varies. It's a little tricky, the first one, but the third one you can see a difference. So was what, 25.6? There you go, 18 million. That is crap. $19 million. 19.5. Okay, 19.5. 13.9, 14. Let's call it that. Again, with the maximum duration. $27.7. See, the first one varies, but you're definitely getting like a little bit more, at least on your first ability. So the bottom bar is full. Okay, so it replenishes MP, and it doesn't remove the bottom bar. So the fourth ability, this one's pretty cool. So you can target multiple enemies, or if you just have one. Oops. Gotta use it. So if you just have one, it uses everything on the one. 30 million. 31. See, so if let's say we'll spawn a few. So it targets 6. So it targets 6 enemies. Okay. So for the setup, I want it to have, you know, as much cooldown as possible. So you're gonna have nimble fingers, all right, MP conversion. Those are 2, and because he's using skill, we're gonna have frontline emergency measure, skill concentration. Again, with killer recipe, focus on fire, focus on dimension. I'm using this instead of skill fire, or you know, dimension specialist or fire specialist, because I'm using it for the cooldowns. So right in here, I mean, you can add skill insight, you know, for the crit rate, or you can add an HP mod, whatever you want to do, however you want to play. I die pretty easily because I suck, so I'll probably add an HP mod in there. Okay, and that is it for this one, for the killer recipe. Now for next level recipe, you obviously, you're gonna run like Freyna. Whatever you run, it's gonna leave a trail. See how Freyna does it with her poison. See, you want that range, because without it, you know how small that is. So you want to add the expansion in there. Look, it's so much bigger. But get this, it's pretty cool because you can swing. You can be in the air and it'll just follow you. See that? That's pretty darn cool. So you can just swing above everybody. Swing above all the enemies. And that's it. So that's pretty darn cool. And obviously, second ability, replenish MP. The fourth ability, the burst. Okay, and this one, the third ability. Look how wide that is. This is the next level recipe, right? So you want to drop that. Right? So you want to drop this, and when they follow you, just burn them. As opposed to oops. As opposed to without it, you're just doing a torch. But with the mod, geez Louise, it's like a furnace. That's pretty darn cool. I mean, I guess you kind of want to add, you know, extension with it. But I think it's fine without the extension. I don't know, however you want to play. You want to add an HP mod in there, you want to have, you know, extra extension mod. I don't feel like you need an extra expansion mod. That's just ridiculous. But you can add a, you know, add maximize duration if you want, add HP if you want, add skill insight if you want. However you guys want to play. So for the reactor, you're gonna want this skill cooldown and skill crit damage. Okay. And so for your components, I did this for, because I was farming. I did this again for the characters I was farming anyways, a skill cooldown. For your reactors, for your reactor, yep, you want the skill cooldown, skill crit damage, fire dimension, and you want Slayer auxiliary. Slayer. You want the Slayer set for the power. And that's it. Those are my two builds. The third one I'm probably gonna do a gun build, but I was working on these two first. But they came out kind of pretty much the same. So however you want to play, you want to just fly around in the air. You just grapple the air and never touch the ground like a bunny, and just leave a hot trail everywhere. That's fine. That's cool. Or you just want to go Dragon Ball Z on it. Right? Oh, my arcade tuning. Yep, it's not it, but I can't get the skill cooldown. It's impossible. I'm gonna miss the duration. I think I can get the skill cooldown, but I'm gonna miss the duration. Because you want to add into crit rate. You want to add it into crit damage. Right now I have 23, right? Okay. So 24, 25, that's 30. Okay. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. I only have 3 more. That's 37 right there. Oh, okay. How about we get this? You really don't need that QE right away. Because look at the cooldown timer right now. 1, 1000, 2, 1000, 3, 1004. Is that right? Okay. Fine, you're gonna shoot this. It's ready. You're gonna use this. Alright, then you're gonna go back to this. So honestly, you really don't need that cooldown in the arcade tuning. Because you're gonna be spamming these two anyways. So, that's it. That's my build. Hope you guys like it. If you guys can figure out a way to make it better, let me know. Also, let me know what you think. That's it. I appreciate it. Thanks everyone. Bye.